Whatever, I'm tired of messing with it. All right, what's going on out there this fine Tuesday evening in MECA land, everybody? How we doing? I got my awesome camera today. My GoPro battery's dead, and I guess I must have left my other batteries at my house. So I'm using the computer camera that's not very great today. How we doing this week? What's going on, Mr. Haslidge, Mr. Beard? How we doing tonight? Pretty good out there, I hope. Everybody with the everybody out there with the storm. I hope you're staying warm. Hope you still got power. Yeah, it's the camera on the computer. I can make it go right for a minute maybe, but then it's gonna, yeah. See, I can't. My GoPro camera, the battery's dead and it won't stay on. And I think I left my extra batteries at home, but either way, I couldn't find them in time because I was cooking and the power went out. And I thought we lost power from the ice and stuff, but I just blew the main breaker. So I got that fixed and then been kind of running around like a chicken. And then I came around and was like, all right, I'm going to hurry up and set this up. Yeah, right. So I made it work one way or the other. I'm on here. It is dark. Maybe I can turn the light up. I don't know. See if that'll help. Eh, yeah, but not maybe a little. I don't know. Maybe a little that did help a little, but not. It don't know what to focus on, I guess. But anyways, so we got that going. I got on here. I'm live. Just real quick here, I want to let everybody know we were planning on doing a training event there in Florida at the end of the month here, but they're having a they're having a an event down there for a guy that passed away in Florida on the same weekend. So we're going to be rescheduling that. I'm unsure. Unsure what the date will be for the reschedule, but I just kind of want to let everybody know we're going to be rescheduling that training and that event. We'll go on here and see. I think we have some events that'll be coming up. Yep, Quake X on the 15th and 16th in Florida, February, not January. What we got going on in January? Anything? January 18th and 19th, they'll have a show there in Orlando at Tony's shop. The other piece of good news that I got today, the web guy finally sent me a message today, and we're going to be getting on the website, I think, here soon. I've scheduled a meeting for Monday next week with them. So we should be getting the website starting to get it worked out here shortly. I appreciate everybody bearing with me on that. Not something I really liked either, but hopefully we'll get that thing fixed here in the next couple weeks so we can get that back to working the way it's supposed to. I feel like there was something else. Oh, Rule books. Rule book, sound pressure book. I've got one more edit to go over, and then they'll proof it for me one more time. Sound quality, I've got 4 edits to enter and one last proof, and then I plan to ship those, and hopefully, I'm gonna get them to the web guys by Friday, and I'm hoping they'll be back on the site Monday. Dueling demos and show and shine is going to be a little bit closer to the 1st of February. But we should have sound pressure and sound quality rules back up shortly. So for all you guys waiting for that, I appreciate that as well. It's taken, it usually takes us about this long to do it, but I was on a good path to get it done a little quicker this year. And then, some things happened in life. I had to kind of rearrange where I was at and stuff like that. So I lost about a week or so of time working on that. But you guys should be seeing those sound pressure and sound quality books here soon. And I think I've babbled for about 6 minutes now. Anybody have any questions specifically for me at this point? All right, so I got Mr. Danny Black here in the background. He's waiting on me. He's cool enough to come on here with me tonight. Been doing this thing where we bring on, somebody that was a champion or somebody that won one of the club awards. Excuse me. Well, hopefully we'll see who Danny picks, but I'm gonna try to get into maybe a couple of SQ guys here soon. But anyways, without further ado, I know you guys that know Danny, he won't need an introduction, but Mr. Danny Black here.
What up?
What's going on, man?
Oh, nothing. Just hanging out. What are you up to?
I'm just a talking head.
There we go. That's what it's for, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
Well.
What you been up to?
I was just laying low, maintaining, making new plans. Figure out my attack on the year. What do I want to accomplish?
What are you gonna accomplish, huh?
Yeah.
I guess first, before we get into discussing and all that good stuff, your championship this year, you got 1 or 2?
2.
Okay, so what classes did you run this year?
Trunk 2 and XST2.
Trunk 2 and XST2. So 2024 world champion of those 2 classes, I guess. So those of you that don't know Danny, he was our 2024 world champion for Trunk 2 and XST2. Both unlimited power classes. So that's my intro to Danny. He's our 2024 champion of Trunk and XST2. So like I said, I think those are both of those are unlimited, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So what was your winning scores?
Trunk 2 was a 59 something, and XST2 was a 63-1.
Heck yeah. So what do you got going on in there? I guess obviously it's a trunk car. You ran Trunk 2, so I guess tell me a little bit about your system, what you got going on in there.
Yeah, definitely. So of course it's it's a EF Civic sedan, 2 DC 15s and a box and a port. That's essentially it. Box and a port. I can't even tell you how big the box is, to be honest with you.
Right. So Madison said you forgot to blow him a kiss. What's going on, Mr. LaRussa? How you doing, brother? We miss you too, man. We'll see. I'm sure you'll get back out here one day, Mr. Haslage, Mr. Joe, Mr. Cody. How's everybody doing tonight? Of course, I got Danny on here with me. So if you got questions about trunk cars, questions for Danny, um, he might be able to help us out a little bit. So other than that, I'll keep on trying to come up with a few questions to ask him. Um, is there anything specifically you wanted to talk about tonight, Danny?
I just want to say how much of a great season that I had. So, I kind of figured it would be a talking point at some point in time. Anyways, I did receive a club award, which was SBL Survivor. Meant a whole lot, as you know, most people know. Some people don't. But I lost my father in 2023. Lost my stepmother 6 months after that due to that. So had a lot of challenges. So I basically took that year off just to help my teammates grow, take the stress off of me and, focus on grief and healing and all that stuff. So yeah, 2023 was for my team. I got the privilege of seeing quite a few of my team members bring home some world championships. That made me pretty happy. And so 24, I decided it was a year for me. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna come back out, get back on the build, and that's what I did. Was really just quiet about most of it the whole season. I worked hard. I mean, there was a lot that went into it. I think I got a hernia beginning of the year ish. I was doing a fitness competition as well. Got a hernia, kept going. Hell, went to the hospital, I think, a couple months before Worlds, and went to the shop right after I left the hospital because we had shit to do. You know what I mean? I think at that time we were getting ready for state finals. Lost my grandmother that year too, but I just decided to put all of my energy into the car. Really helped me out. Thankfully, I've got a good team, good support team behind me too. So I definitely wouldn't have been able to make it or the exhaust off the Civic without my team. so it was good for me. They say that getting there is half the battle. For me, that was the battle, was just getting there. And fought tooth and nail. I think we finally got the build all the way together. Probably, I mean, I would say at least within a week before Worlds. So I didn't have much testing to do, but thankfully I was able to pull off the wins.
Heck yeah. So yeah, I know all that stuff was pretty tough for you, and we're glad you're kicking it and finding your way through it, and I understand what it's like a little bit, so I don't really have a whole lot of words for it, but keep on grinding on it, man. You're doing the thing, brother.
Yeah, that's it, man. It's really just I wanted to hopefully inspire some other people. I know a lot of people see me post stuff, and that's what it's for. Everybody goes through shit, but I like to let people know that other people go through shit, and it's really just comes down to how bad you want it. You're going to have obstacles thrown in your way, some more than others, and so you really just it comes down to how bad you want it.
For sure, for sure. So I'm supposed to ask you about an IKEA sponsorship.
Oh, I love you guys. Yeah, so the IKEA sponsorship, it's a funny thing about the Civic. If you ever seen that car, I'm sure you're surprised at how it runs. Hell, me too. So that's the joke about the car. Kurt and I went down to pick up the car. Jake went with me first to check it out, and Jake was asking me if the guy was going to pay me to take the car. And that's really kind of how it went. And when Kurt and I picked it up, we had to borrow some sort of I thought it was a Sawzall, but I don't think the guy had one. But anyways, the exhaust was hanging on coat hangers, and we had to take it off to get it onto the trailer to get it back to the shop and dissect it and work on it and try to fix everything that we possibly could. So That's the whole thing about it. I think the bumper fell off at World Finals too from everybody bracing it. Thank God. Thank you for helping me, but I'll get a new bumper. But yeah, the bumper's falling apart on it. But I mean, it starts and runs.
Yeah, I think what it was maybe 2 weeks before finals. I got me a phone call from Mr. Danny, which Danny Danny gives me a phone call quite often sometimes, but he's one of the Ohio judge crew and all that. So I mean we talk. I wouldn't say all the time, but kind of regularly here and there. And he's definitely one of those creative cats that likes to call me and you know what if I do this? What if I do that? Type stuff. So I think you called me about 2 weeks before finals and was like, man, I broke my dash trying to take it out and it's got a big hole in it. How am I going to fix it? And you had to go, I guess, find another dash from a different vehicle and make it work, kind of. Even, I mean, I guess same kind of vehicle, same dash, but it wasn't necessarily the same car, I guess. But
Yeah, that was a crazy thing. So, well, tried to deaden the dash was what happened. Tried to foam it, took the dash out, and it being so old, the car being a bucket as it is, it just broke the dash in pieces to the point that even if you put ABS plastic on it, to try to patch it back up, it would still look like shit. So did what I could for that, and it seemed okay. And so yeah, I had questions. I'm like, man, I don't think this is going to fly. And so that's why I wanted to reach out, make sure that it was going to fly or it wasn't. And there's a lot of questions, so I went to eBay. You'd be surprised, like parts for these cars are getting much harder to find, and they wanted $700, $800 for a dash. I'm like, that's more than I paid for the damn car. So luckily, I found a junkyard place about an hour and a half away or so. They said they had one, but it was for a hatch, and I looked at it in the pictures. I'm like, well, it looks like the exact same one to me. They're EFs. They're virtually all the same, mostly. Find that
right,
out, mostly. So the guy was like, yeah, it's going to be like 2-3 weeks out. And I was like, well, how much if I pay you? How much extra if I pay you by the end of the week? And he's like, buddy, you pay me 500 extra. It ain't going to be any faster. So I was like, well, shit. So I got lucky, and it was done by the end of the week there. So that's really a big thing that helped me out on there.
yeah, I know it was stumping you for a minute there. He was
Yeah,
he's like,
then I
oh,
got it. And it didn't have the instrument top to it, which kind of sucks. So I was like, oh shit. And so one thing about the hatches versus the sedans, the over top of the cluster, it's all attached. It's all one piece. On the hatch, it's not.
right.
So then I had to go scouring and panicking for a cluster. Found that on eBay. The guy also happened to be in Ohio, so I got that pretty quickly. But yeah, it's just like I said, bunch of hurdles, 2024. But I didn't give up and kept pushing through. I didn't know what the next day was going to look like, and lots of questions if I was going to be able to make it and get there, and all sorts of stuff.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna try to catch up on this chat real quick here. So it looks like I think Shannon's upstairs watching with my grandma. So hi, Meemaw. I that's Meemaw when I was little, but I think when I hit about I don't know 13 or 14 years old, um, me and my grandpa used to have he used to make fun of me or whatever, and so I started calling my grandma gangster. So I call her gangster, but it's Meemaw until I was about 14, and then I call her gangster ever since. But anyways, um, so shout out to Meemaw, gangster Meemaw. What's going on, Daniel? Uh, she asked who's Wayne. Wayne's one of our judges in Michigan, one of our competitors there. It looks like a bunch of people uh, said hi. Let's see. Okay. I guess Daniel was talking about your comment on the dash and stuff, so he said not to mention we're just going to destroy it. But if
That's
anybody
true.
has questions for Danny about his car or anything, shoot them. Um, Otherwise, we're gonna keep on finding stuff to pun off here. So, um, I guess what I took from you is, you're trying to convey that, like, even though there's hurdles and obstacles and all that good stuff, you know, uh, how'd that song go? You get knocked down and get up again. Never gonna keep
It's true.
you down type stuff. What's going on, Omar? How we doing tonight? So, I think that was a big part of the reason, you got the Survivor Award, you know, just because I think a lot of your people around you, they knew all the obstacles you faced, not just with, your family obstacles, but even with the vehicle and getting it together and being able to be there. And, you know, I know that I know sometimes it takes a village to make it work. So I'm sure you had your people there helping you, but I also know that Danny's a pretty hardworking guy there. So, I think I saw Madison said earlier if it's 40 hours in the week, he finds 65. So, um,
This is true. I mean, I could see that. At the shop, we've probably had at least 50 or more people pass through the shop last year. A lot of same people that come by all the time, but everyone that can attest that been to that shop that I was in the same spot every day for 9, 10 months straight. It was either passenger side of my car or driver side of my car, and that's legit. Like, everybody come by, kick it, and fellowship. And you had to hop out, say hi, and get a break. But yeah, for the most part, I lived in that car last year.
yeah, it's kind of therapeutic, huh?
It really is. It really is. Even when you burn yourself 20 times with the Vibraflex. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah. The Vibraflex is that's the therapy.
that's true. That's true.
you know, it's fun at first, and then it turns into work, and then it turns into hate.
Yeah. Then rinse and repeat it.
Or yeah, laying down to deadener the roof. That's always fun.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly, how Danny did it, but uh, laying down to deadener the roof's always fun. But uh, I like to basically get it warm enough to stick, and then melt it real good, and then put my next layer and melt it real good, and then uh, I kind of just stick it up there, and then take a like piece of wood or something and smash it until all the air bubbles come out. But that's the easiest way I found. Or I'll get a layer on there, and then you can kind of just make globs. But I guess it depends on how dangerous you want to live, because when that stuff's that hot, it's yeah. I think I got burns on my belly and hands still, probably scars from it. But yeah, Vibraflex or Sundown Deadener, whatever you guys want to call it, that stuff's pretty fun.
Yes, it is.
You should try it. Yeah, Wayne, I think everybody has a love hate relationship with Deadener. You kind of, like I said, after a while, it's really a task to get in there and convince yourself to keep on stacking it or keep on, putting it in there. But I'd say probably 75% of the time it's you. Let's see, I guess I'd say about 75 or 80% of the time it's worth the pain. You know,
Yeah, I've
no,
got the scars to prove it.
no, no hurt, no big shirt or numbers. That I guess that's true, Mr. Daniel. What's going on, Kyle? How you doing this evening? So, I guess you spent a lot of time on your back, deadening the roof. Is that how you did it?
Yeah, so I'll give away what I feel to be a little trick to deadener. I do it the long way. Everything that I do is a tedious process. Ask anyone; they yell at me for it. But way I like to do it is I like to do essentially a layer. Get it hot. Get it black. Get it spongy. Roll it on there. Then I like to let it cool down, and then I kind of rinse and repeat that. Sometimes I might alter it a little bit. In my opinion, it makes it hold stronger. Especially you kind of want to especially have that on the roof, not just for strength purposes, but we're all out here competing in the hot ass sun, and sometimes that can sag the roof, or it can come down, depending on how you apply it and how much you apply it. But yeah, that's just kind of my process. Put a layer on, heat it up, let it cool down. Go back to another layer. Um,
Well,
there might be
you're
days where
not
I put
that's what I do with the first layer, but after that,
game
so
on.
yeah, my thought or my opinion is like when you if you do it one at a time like that, if you don't get it heat soaked enough, then it will stay in layers instead of becoming one.
Yep.
And so, I mean, not that if you're doing it properly, regardless of which way you do it, as long as you're getting all the air out and basically turning it into one solid piece, then I think it's going to be all right. But you definitely want to get the layer that's stuck to the roof. You can't forget to clean it and all that good stuff because you don't want it. You don't want that adhesion to be weak. So
Right. And if you do it, don't put your phone on top of the roof while you're doing work.
right. Kyle asked how the rule book was coming along. I talked about that a little bit when I first came on. I've got one more edit left in sound pressure. I've got 4 edits to put in sound quality, and then I'll let the guys look at it one more time. The plan is to send it to the internet guy Friday, and I'm hoping sound pressure and sound quality will be back on the website. I'm hoping Monday, but they didn't. That'll inevitably be kind of up to when the internet guys enter it for me. But I'm hoping that the sound pressure and sound quality book will be up by Monday. Dueling demos and show and shine is going to be a little bit closer to February 1st because I'm. I think as far as like our dueling demo program, I've got most of the edits laid out and know what we're going to do there. But if you guys were paying attention last year, we were kind of going to introduce like a single position type thing. So we're trying to work that out so we can go ahead and get that slated for people to be able to start doing this year. I'm also think I'm going to try to tweak on the motorcycle stuff just a little bit. So doing demos is kind of rolling slow at this point. Show and shine, I've got pretty much. We're going to overhaul most of the stuff that's there. We've got a plan, we've got a list, we've got everything there. Basically, it's just plugging it into to what's currently there. So I don't foresee show and shine taking a whole bunch of time. It's just getting the edit done. Dueling demos is really the one that it usually takes the longest, and still trying to get as much feedback as we can on that, and try to somehow make the hands touch, and make it better. So you should see your sound pressure and sound quality books here soon. And then, like I said, dueling demos is going to be closer to the end of the month. Let's see. It looks like I think Shannon's asking what are your plans for 2025 season?
2025 season, honestly, not real sure. Probably XST2 is probably going to be one of the classes. Not sure what the headrest class I'm going to do. Don't know if I want to stay unlimited or go to a clamp class. I'd say my big goal is just to get creative this year. We all, a lot of the EF builds are pretty similar. Minus a few things, woofer choice, port choice, and all that kind of stuff. So I want to think outside the box this year, a little bit. And that's really where my area of expertise is. So just get creative, try a few things, and see if it works.
So Danny's area of expertise is how to get out of a box.
Or in a box.
Let's see.
Mr.
Mr. Madison said that they really do yell at you, but they just wish they did it the way you do.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's just no way around it. But in my eyes, I mean, I probably can be a little less OCD, but it's kind of how I am when it comes to audio.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, really, nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's to me that can be one of the keys. I don't know if it's necessarily. I mean, I know when it comes to prepping the vehicle, yeah, because you're gonna. I guess you got to do it once type of attitude. So, I'm kind of the same way, but I'm also somebody that like once I can figure out a quicker way to do it, and I know that it's going to work, and then I'll do it that way. But, the real tedious part and where your OCD comes in handy is when you're doing the testing. Remembering how you set things up and all that good stuff, or, making sure you're keeping track of it and making sure you're doing the same thing, when it's time to perform.
This is true. Testing is equally as important. I would put it about a 50-50 build, knowing how to build, and then the other 50 is definitely the testing.
It's definitely testing. I'm catching up here on the chat. Mr. Mitchell. All right, so I guess I got to the bottom. I was hoping somebody else had another good question for us.
Well, I see one here. When is Kayla going to compete, or the kids?
Okay.
So, also, not a lot of people, unless you're in Ohio, know this, but thankfully, I got a good woman behind me, and she's been there pretty much with me every step of the way, or any way that she can be, as far as helping me build the car. So we have the shop. We call her the Deadner Queen. So she was really a driving force behind a lot of this. Hell, even sometimes when I couldn't make the shop, she would go to the shop, and she picked up on audio kind of quickly as far as building goes. You give her a tool and just tell her to use it and figure it out, and until she figures it out.
There you go.
Yeah. So she does in a way, as far as competing, in her own class and her own self. That time is going to come. It's a slow process, but it is a process that's been started.
Oh, she's the fluffer.
Yeah, she is the fluffer. She's a good fluffer, though.
I hear that.
Is that Joe?
Yeah. He said, "Is that Joe?"
He said it was 45% luck and 55% defying the laws of physics.
This is true. Yeah. Who said that?
No, I made the last part up.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty accurate. Yeah, I found myself looking up Newton's third law the other day, and I had to stop doing that because I was like, man, I remember back in school when I said I'd never use this. Then I had a deadening question. That's the whole thing is, my brain runs at 100 miles an hour. often has to do with audio, which is weird. But I found myself looking at something, and it led me to Newton's third law. So now I'm looking up that, and I just go down rabbit holes of physics.
Heck yeah. I quit learning 20 years ago.
Yeah, I still can't tell you shit about physics, so if that tells you anything.
Let's see. You ever thought about doing anything other than sound pressure, sound quality, show and shine, install?
Yeah, so that's also possibly in the works too. Is doing some show and shine this year. Possibly some dueling demos. My daily vehicle, I'm building for myself, but I think it could be competitive and still fall in something that I love to do and not make it a job so much. And so show and shine, and then eventually hopes is maybe some boom and zoom.
Uh-oh.
Yep,
You
I
got
figured it'd be a good piece to do it with too.
Yeah, I, I haven't took it away out of the rule book yet, but it'd definitely be cool to see if we could get one of those going. Maybe I'll check into that. I think it was I want to say that it was something to do with insurance purposes or something why they stopped doing it to begin with for a while, but it definitely looks like an interesting format. They kind of came out with it, I guess, around the Fast and the Furious time, and pretty cool. I guess there's a formula there, and you basically do a burp and then run down a drag strip. Give me just a second. I'm gonna let Danny entertain y'all for a second. I got my mom's calling me, and she usually don't. So give me just a second.
Hey, Mom. What's up, guys? What up? Mostly warm. It's pretty cold up here, but doing all right.
All right, I think I'm back.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah, Wayne said yes for show and shine. What's going on, Mr. Mayo? Uh, they asked me if you're how much. I know you guys got some snow. I don't know how it was. Anyways, I don't know how much snow you guys got, but I saw yesterday you were out there shoveling sidewalks and stuff. So, are you guys staying warm up there? How's the weather and stuff going?
Yeah, staying pretty warm. I mean, it's Ohio, so you can always expect anywhere between 2 to 10 inches, depending who you are. But I think we got probably about about 6 up here. But yeah, staying warm. It went out for a couple hours yesterday, shoveled some snow. That way, the maintenance guy didn't have to do it. So it was fun. It was a good bonding experience with my younger cousins.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Let's see. Wayne's asking, what kind of power are you running in your system?
I got a Sound Digital 20K. As far as what I'm clamping and all that, I honestly couldn't tell you. I've got some notes, from what it did when Trunk 2 was at 5K. I've got some efficiency notes there, but I honestly couldn't tell you.
Yep. So SD 20K, full knob.
Yeah, full knob. I just, I don't know what it is. I just know the sound it makes when it takes a man's life.
Yeah, we got I think we got about 9 or 10 inches of snow here and some ice. It's fun.
That's
Not
fun to play in.
I don't know, it's cold out there. It's
It's
so
true.
cold. It's so cold it's warm.
Yeah, that's when it's a problem.
You ain't lying. All right. I think we answered the question about the snow there. Wayne's rubbing it in. He's up there in Michigan. He said he has no snow, so like, forget you, buddy. That's all right. Your lake effect snow will come in when we don't have none, and I'll make fun of you then,
Yeah, they'll have like 2 feet next month.
right? I know it's kind of weird. It's kind of wild up there. The last time I went and visited, I don't know, about a month ago, I guess I was up that way playing in a cornhole tournament in South Bend, and I drove up over the border there and saw Wayne and Matt, and uh, it snowed like maybe a half an inch to 3 inches where we were at, but like just 10 minutes up the road because it's kind of close to the lake, it was like a foot. You know,
Omar just said it's 49 in Florida, but that's wild.
yeah, I heard that. I heard they're going to get down into the 30s at some point this week, and
Ooh.
I think our weatherman just said that we're supposed to be at 0 on Thursday,
Huh.
and I don't know. I don't know what your guys' temperature is probably looking about like ours is. I wanted to say we were kind of on that line where it was like everything to the north was going to get super cold, and then below it was going to be cold, but not as cold as everything going up.
Yeah, Ohio's weird. I don't know. Our weather guy didn't pass hooked on phonics, so it doesn't matter what he said.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we know that's cold. I know that's cold for them. Shoot, I see you guys walking around in sweatshirts and stuff when it's like 70.
Kevin Mayo just said they're sitting at about 18 inches right now. Woo!
Is it 18 degrees or 18 inches?
Might be 18 degrees.
Let's see. I'm going to find out what my temperature is. Oh, 99.6. Oh, wrong one. Oh, I don't hear Danny be quiet this much very often.
Yeah, I'm just looking through the comments here. Host some events in Ohio this year. I actually got a good couple of conversations going on right now, so we'll see what we can pull off. Hopefully, if I can pull off anything, it'll have some of that boom and zoom involved in it. It's something I've been really passionate about, been talking about for a while. So, and see if we can't find a way to make that happen. Um, my thought process is, we have a competition, how loud you are 6 feet away from the vehicle, how good does your car sound, how good does your car sound with two people sitting in it, one person sitting in it, how good does it sound outside of the car 360, how good does your car look, how neat is your install. But the one thing that we don't have is how fast is your car. So that if we can get some people on that may compete in all orgs, do Bobos, then you could literally say, best of the best.
Right. That's fair. I wouldn't mind seeing seeing that go off. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was around when they were doing it, but I don't think I ever made my way to one of them to actually see it. But I think Joe might have went to one or two of them. Did you ever go to any of the Boom and Zooms, Joe? Yeah, he definitely still beat you at talking, Wayne. That's for sure. But I mean, I'm that's normal life for you, Wayne. Wayne said you got stage fright.
Who, me? Good thing this is a family show.
Yeah, they did a few in Columbus. It was horse racing when Joe
Horse
went.
racing. Joe was rocking that hear ye, hear ye.
They was riding in on chariots.
Right.
The Blazer on 28s is doing a 5-minute quarter mile. National Trailways, huh?
Yep. Yeah. National Raceway. That'd be a good one. They have fun nights where you could run your car. Anybody can run their car. As long as it can make it down the track. So it might be a good way to incorporate that. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
don't know how the legalities work, but maybe say, hey, go get your slip, bring your slip by, then factor it up that way.
yeah. I'll have to I'll have to look at it and see exactly. I'll have to brush up on those rules because I haven't really read it in probably 4 or 5 years, but it definitely something that I used to kind of be interested in. I'm just not quite 100% sure how to get into it, but it's definitely something that looks like it could be fun. Let's
I
see.
think
We
so.
got another question here. What is your favorite MECA event of the year or each year?
My favorite one each year used to be Slam, but I have to say, not a lot of people have experienced this. Is the end of summer show? That show is kind of like a miniature Slam. You got a lot of great things going on. They got a lot of good vendors that come out. The food is phenomenal. It's only the second year that they've put it on, but it's always a fun time going out there. They have a lot of bands, fireworks. I mean, you name it, they got it. Mario Kart racing. I mean, they do so many things. Cornhole tournaments. They do so many things at the show, and it's really just a fun weekend to let loose and have some fun while doing the thing you love to do.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite events this past year too. Shannon and I got to go this year, and we did our I think we did our 4X there. Um, that's one that I'd really like to see grow a little bit, especially on the audio side, because he does a lot of cool things, a lot of different stuff going on. I mean, there's something. I mean, pretty much almost for anybody, there's something there you'll probably enjoy. Like you said, bands, cornhole tournaments, Mario Kart tournament. Uh, they had some guys that were playing with fire, like breathing fire and stuff. I don't know
Yeah,
exactly what that's called, but that was pretty cool. They had a guy there carving wood with a chainsaw, and he had some pretty neat stuff. I don't know, just all in all, just a bunch of cool stuff. And the food trucks that they brought out there were, they were on point. So, I'm really looking forward to hopefully getting back out there and seeing it grow up. I definitely think it's a pretty cool event. It's a great idea, and I feel like keep on keep on keeping on, and it's going to end up growing up once more and more people find out how cool it is and how much is going on. It's basically 2-3 days of just cutting loose and having fun. And I think the guy that hosts it there, of course I'm going to be I can't think right now, but anyways, the guy that hosts it there, I guess, the way he explained it to me was it's just, basically everything he likes at the same time, like,
yeah,
all the stuff that he kind of likes to do or has fun doing or that he enjoys doing. I think it's kind of like his birthday celebration type of deal. So it's a really cool concept, and it's a great event with a lot of cool stuff to see. And I've already heard some of the plannings and stuff like that for this coming one, and I think it'll be even better this time. So
I think so too. So it's Jealous Audio, one of our sponsors, MECA sponsors there.
Jealous Audio, but I was
Yep.
trying to think of his actual name.
Jeremy.
Thank you.
Gotcha. Yeah, man. So he came back into the picture. Big thanks and shout out to him from a competitor standpoint solely, because that's basically all I did this year was just compete. But from watching him help out with events and hosting events, I can tell you, after getting to know him a lot more, that he's really just there for everybody to have fun. And he shows it. He'll ask you 20 times, while you're there, you having fun? You having fun? Yep. That's all he cares about. And that's kind of what also sparked my interest more in doing the Boom and Zoom. He hosted a show for us at a raceway, 8th Mile. So it was fun. Anybody who was anybody could take their car down the track. So, of course, I took mine down the track after I got talked into it for a while. And I had a lot of fun. So big shout out to him for helping us out to the events and, making sure that everybody enjoys themselves.
And so looks like Shannon said that Summer Ends Festival will be a 4X again. So once we get dates and all that good stuff, that should be your Ohio 4X weekend. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, if you like to camp, like to have fun, and like audio and a whole bunch of other stuff, it's definitely a good time to get out there. I definitely recommend it.
What's going on, Mr. Stephen Cassidy? Yeah, I think I didn't know you broke your motor, but Selena told us about the rev competition they had out there at the Boys and Girls Show, and that kind of stinks that you broke your motor. But I'm glad you got first in Mod Street 1 that day.
Speaking of that,
I was replying to this comment for everybody that didn't see what I was talking about. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah, the drinks were good. The Summer Inn show was awesome. And yep, Jeremy Ellis, Jealous Audio. That's I could remember the Jealous Audio part, but I was trying to think of Jeremy's name. I must be losing it.
I remember, what was that lemonade stand? That was pretty good.
Yeah, the lemonade stand was pretty good.
Yeah, bring your own drink too, and they'll pour it up for you, mix it for you.
Yep. They had all kinds of different flavors too.
Yeah, I spent a lot of money at that one for sure.
So, what would you think can help kickstart your area back up to get back to what we used to do there?
Really, I think it's getting people involved. Sometimes, it's for whatever reason, people don't want to get out to the fun shows. And I'll use Summer Ends for an example. There's a lot of Columbus competitors, but a lot of Columbus competitors don't like to venture outside of Columbus. That's been a thing I've seen transition for the last, really for the longest time, 10 years, but you just see less and less Columbus people get out there. I think, maybe it has to do with a lot of people in Columbus, getting more competitive. A lot of the people that we do have in Ohio that compete, they've been around for a little while. We have some newcomers here and there, but a lot of people, they've been doing this for a while. So I think it's definitely a competitive state. So
factors
I think that's
of life and etc.
Yeah, factors of life. Really saw a difference once COVID hit. I think 2021, everybody started to come out and be able to get out of the house, but the economy definitely took a hit, so that's played a major factor in a lot of stuff as well. I think just getting people excited.
Right.
just get excited. Let's do something new. Let's get creative. Just this is what we all love to do.
That's for sure. Let's see. All right, I think I'm caught back up there. So I can't believe we already talked for 55 minutes. This goes way quicker when I got somebody on here talking to me.
Right. Yeah, I didn't think it'd be this fast either. By the way, if you get a chance, tell Selena, tell her to hit me back. I'm trying to send some money her way.
Oh, okay. I just was over at her house this morning. I picked them up and took them to work because of the snow. So I'll message her when I get off here, but sometimes she's not the awesomest at that, but I'll let her know.
I'm good at hunting people down.
Well, that's bull. You're going to send her money. I wanted it.
Well, you get it too. Yours is just a little bit more spread out.
Oh, man. Oh, is Selena on here, or are you trying to tag her? Yeah. I know she's getting ready to – she just started a new job, so I don't know. Yeah. But, shoot. So, I guess we went 55 minutes. If you got questions, ask them. Otherwise, I'm going to kind of let Danny start closing out here. I think, the majority of what we kind of talked about tonight, I think it's pretty interesting getting with all these different guys that are, champions or winners in their own right, and, their story, how they get there. The common denominator is usually hard work and overcoming the hurdles. Some of us have smaller or larger hurdles than others, but they're always there. And you never know what another man, or even woman for that matter, you never know what their hurdles are. So, like you said, just being there and making it to that point, for a lot of guys, or it might not feel that way, but just being there, getting through the season and getting the points and just, making it there and showing up, that's an accomplishment in itself. But
it really is.
I think Joe and, Kurt and a couple of the other guys I spoke with, we talked with Wayne and Charles a lot about, back and forth, and Kurt and Joe really kind of touched on the testing part of it. And, like I said, I think the testing is always kind of a common denominator, but, the thing that I took from what Danny had to say was, like, at the end of the day, no matter what life throws at you, find what you love to do and make it happen. Do what you got to do to accomplish, your goals. But I'll kind of let you take it from there and wrap it up. But, that I took that from it. And to me, that's just like, don't let life knock you down. Don't let the competition knock you down. Keep on grinding.
That's it. That's all there is to it. I'm just honored, to be on the podcast, thinking as we're talking here, we all do start somewhere. When I started in the trunk class in 2014-ish, I was doing 43s. My first world finals, I knew I was going to go there and not win, but I went there for the experience. I got second place to Pat Listener. I think he got me by about 5 decibels that year. And, that drove me, and just build upon that and just kept going. Take some time off for life and here and there. But that's all it is getting back up on Joe's horse. Yeah, that's all it is. Just keep working. Find yourself some good people to be around. To help it make it more enjoyable. Find somebody that knows more than you do, and stick to that person. I wouldn't listen to maybe 20, but listen to one, two, maybe three, and that's really all it is. Keys to success. The fastest way to get to be successful is to mimic it. So.
Heck yeah. That's why you telling everybody my secret?
Yeah, it's just the fundamentals of life.
I suppose. Work
Yeah.
hard and a little Ohio corn. He made it happen.
Oh, we definitely got corn. We got bananas too.
I didn't even know. That guys from Ohio could actually spell the whole word. I thought you had to put OH and let everybody else finish it for you.
It's French.
Oh, okay. I see. Makes sense. All right. Well, we've been on about an hour. I think, like I said, I'll try to kind of, I've been kind of keeping a list here, and I'll try to kind of maybe recap at the end once we get through several more people. We've got a lot of champions and a lot of people I can hopefully get on here. So I don't know if I'll get to everybody, but we'll sure try to get to most of you. And so far I think, so far I feel like like I said, I've taken from several of the folks, testing, hard work, make sure you're having fun. Don't let people knock you down. Don't let the distractions, get to you. You just got to, focus on your goal and figure out how to get there. If you get beat, you know what I'm saying, and you make it to where you wanted to be, then the person that beat you probably deserved it, because if you get where you want to be, you know what it took to be there, and that means they had to do the same thing at least. So, at the end of the day, it's all work, and like I said, you never know what another person's going with. So, everybody love everybody type stuff. I know we don't all always get along, but I think Kurt, and it's one of my favorite things about the car audio and competition too, is what I got from Kurt was, obviously we talked about testing and stuff, but the main point uh, that I got from Kurt was, he does it because of the camaraderie and the friendships and things like that. And it was a long time before I really kind of realized that was a big part of the reason why I did it myself. Even the guys you might not necessarily get along with or like or anything, at the end of the day, we're a big giant dysfunctional family, and you're winning and losing, and you're seeing people accomplish goals. You're seeing grown men cry. I mean, those moments that we share with each other, good, bad, or indifferent, those moments in life, that's life, that stuff's priceless. So, that's one of the main points. So, so far I feel like we've kind of talked to, several folks, and we've got 5 or 6 good points to keep building on. And I'm sure we're going to keep, hearing a lot of them over and over again, but I'm kind of trying to find, the things that the individuals say that kind of stick out to me. And so far, I feel like we got a nice little thing going on. Maybe when it's all said and done, I can, kind of go over all that stuff, and it can maybe help some folks. Not only maybe do better in sound pressure and competition, but maybe even in your everyday life, and you understand that plenty of us out there is going through stuff, and you're not alone. So, yeah, I think that's a big part of the reason why I love this club the way I do. So,
Yeah, if I didn't have the fellowship, I don't know if I'd have been back in the lanes amongst many things. You know what I mean? Fellowship is huge, and me and the guys, we're always laughing, always making jokes, saying the dumbest things we could possibly do. But that's what makes it enjoyable, especially when you're working hard, so you got to work hard, play hard.
Okay. All right. So I'm not seeing any other questions. So I guess since we made it to the end here, and I think we've both kind of, recapped some things, it's your turn to select next week's victim.
Yeah, so I think I have an idea. Kind of tag off fellowship and to recap 2024. I want to pass it off to Tony P down in Florida. I think he'd be a good candidate. World champion and very knowledgeable on all aspects of MECA. Huge shout out to him. He's the guy that I happened to beat in XST2. I think it was 0.09. And he was one of the ones helping brace my car. So, I saw that, it was kind of, I had a tunnel vision, if you will, during the run. So once after the run and realized I pulled off the score, I look around, there's probably 20 people around the car. I had to beeline towards him and shake his hand and, tell him I appreciate him. And, that's good showmanship, You really don't find a lot of that in a lot of places, but somebody that you're competing against on a very high level that'll help you achieve your goals. I think that says a lot about a person.
Okay, so Mr. Chris Thacker just came in. Speaking on fellowship, yeah, I think we agree with that. But he asked us a question here, so unless somebody else gets us going again, I think this might be our last questions. And we kind of tapped on this, I think, your future plans, but he's asking what might be your future goals in the lanes for the future. So I guess what are there any accomplishments or any championships that you may want to win in the future? Or
yeah, so I'll just be honest. I would probably say a 60 official at the headrest, would be pretty cool. 65 plus kick, that would be pretty cool. So eventually going to shoot for that, and just continue to raise the bar. I think trunk classes came a long way from what it is, and it's just going to continue to go. And so we'll see what we can do there.
Heck yeah. So Tony Pasquale, you're next, brother. What's going on, Mr. G off? He's all right. Tony's all right. We'll find out next week what he has to say. And I've had him on here before talking about rules and things like that because he's the head of our sound quality program. But I'll get him on here and we'll talk about competition this time and what he's doing and what he thinks his goals and stuff might be. I want to thank Danny for coming on here with me tonight and shooting the bull, answering everybody's questions. MECA World Champion 2024 in Trunk 2 and XST2, Unlimited Trunk Street classes. Danny's been around for quite some time here. I think I've known Danny since probably since he started. Pretty much.
I met you at something on the lake down in Kentucky. You and Shannon were running the show.
Okay. I was gonna say I know I've known you since I was just regular schmo. So me and Danny goes back. I go back with a lot of guys. So we appreciate you. Keep up the good work. Danny, along with a lot of other guys, is to me pretty much what it's all about. He might cut up, he might be able to get under your skin, but at the end of the day, he's a really stand-up guy, and basically, just like Tony, he'll help anybody. Whether we like you or not, we're here to help. We're here to, we want to get beat by people that did their best, and that's kind of how it should be. Like I said, some of us get a little serious sometimes here and there, and there's nothing wrong with that either. That keeps it a little fun. I know we get our drama and all that good shit, but like I said, I appreciate you, Danny, keeping it up, sticking with us. Everything you do for as far as judging with Sid and the crew. And then your accomplishments in the lanes. It's been pretty. I guess we've kind of growed together, and you never know where a thing takes you. But I never thought I'd be sitting here, and I don't know if you thought you'd be sitting there, but here we are, and I guess I'm about done with him. So thanks, Danny. We love you, and you have a good night. And I'm gonna let you tell everybody bye, and then I'll shut you off, and I'll sign us out of here.
I appreciate everybody hanging around, asking all the questions. Definitely all the love and support. Chad, nope, I'm still the cutest Civic owner. It's not because you sold yours. I still am, baby. But I love you.
Oh, I missed some chat. My light usually bleeps.
Yeah, it was going off as we were ending things. There was a lot of messages going on here.
Yeah, that's true. If you need a game, a laugh, or a shirt, Danny's gonna. Yeah, he's good people's.
Oh yeah, I'll be your favorite idiot. That's for sure.
All right, Danny. Well, you have a good night, brother. I'm sure I'll talk to you again soon.
All right, man. Stay up, everybody. I guess it wouldn't be me if I didn't say this before I got off here, but these nuts.
All right. So Danny did pretty good there with me. I appreciate Danny coming on with us tonight. Like I said, I've known Danny for a long time here, so it was cool cutting it up with him. I've known quite a few of these guys for a long time. We kind of, a lot of us kind of came out the mud together, I guess you could say. But really great dude. I'm glad he's a part of the club, and I'm looking forward to talking to Tony and whoever he tells me the next victim is. I'm looking forward to cutting it up with all these guys, and we're going to try to keep the train rolling. Until I run out of folks. So, or until people start telling me no, they don't want to come on here. So, I guess we don't really have any shows coming right this second. So you guys know the drill. I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with me this Tuesday. I'll be back next Tuesday evening at 8 o'clock. And until next time,